Hi guys, it's my bullet journal again this week because I'm loving using this at the moment as my sort of main go-to thing. I am still doing my bullet planner on the side as more of a memory keeping a whole year in one book kind of thing. So I do a little bit of journaling in it every day, just a few comments, and have like just an overview of what's going on, because I go through bullet journals so quickly. You then don't have that one yearbook that I know a lot of people do have, and I'd quite like to have one. But anyway, I'm going for a very similar setup this week. So if you've watched my last couple of videos, you would have seen that I've done a week on 4 pages kind of setup. So I have an overview of the week or note space or whatever. I then have half a page for every day of the week. This is something that I have usually done in sort of school holiday time when it's quieter and I don't necessarily have as much going on, but I have had to change my planning style with changes at work and everything, and it has actually worked for me this week. I've filled my lists, but I've equally managed everything, and I will be honest, I was so tired last night I barely planned out today. So anyway, it has worked really well, so I'm going for a similar sort of setup this week. Now I have already done the dividing lines. Now I did try starting filming this a minute ago, and then an ambulance drove past the house and put the sirens on immediately outside the window, and it made me jump so much. I made a ridiculous noise, knocked things everywhere, so I just stopped. So anyway, we'll move on. I am going unicorns this week, so I have the tiny kit from Elliebeth Designs because I love using these in my bullet journal at the minute. It's a nice sort of balance of function and prettiness and the artistic thing that I can't do myself. I've got headers and a few extra boxes from part of the flexible kit I used to do my June setup in my planner. I have the normal add-on boxes, and then I have the monthly add-on sheet as well. So I do have a lot of stickers this week. I do have headers as well, but I don't think I'm going to use them. I think I'm going to save them. I bought a personal kit in this as well to use in my bullet planner, so I think that's where those are going to go. Anyway, it is likely that I'm going to get a bit repetitive because now I can't remember what I said in my first attempt at filming and what I've said today, but anyway, we'll see how it goes. So I've gone for a week on 4 pages, and I have just drawn those lines in with my mildliner, which is this one this week. I was saying, I do know this, that I've gone back through a phase of watching lots of bullet journal videos on YouTube, and I've watched a lot of men's bullet journal videos this week, and they all seem to be able to talk and count at the same time, which we all know I cannot do. But anyway, so I've put a sticker sheet down and I've lost it already. This bodes really well, doesn't it? It's been such a long week. I am so tired. I don't know how I'm still alive, functioning, all the rest of it. So headers. Now these are the normal date cover strips that come in most of the kits. They don't come in most of the kits anymore. They come in the full kit and they come in the flexible kit, and they are just a strip. I have worked out that if you measure approximately 4 centimetres, they split up quite nicely. So that's what these lines are. Those are my dividing lines, which I'm going to vaguely cut, or attempt to cut in a straight line. And then I'm going to put at the top, and I'm going to move them in a square. Now it's really fascinating. Last week I tweaked my week on 4 pages setup that I have traditionally done, and one of the comments that I had was I moved my checklist in a square so that I could put signifiers next to the list. And one comment was, oh my goodness me, that means that it doesn't line up with the rest of your boxes. So I am moving my headers in a square to see if I can adjust to it. And I think actually it's fine apart from this, so I'm going to do something a bit different. I'm actually going to properly divide my page completely and do this on either side as well. You will notice these are not straight lines. These are cold, just going for it. because it's proof that this is handmade and full of love. Is my kind of go-to phrase at the moment. When I was doing some sewing over half term, I started sewing in very crazy ways without even meaning to, and it's like, it's fine, it shows that it's handmade and full of love. So there we go. This is now going to go over the headers, isn't it? No, go that way. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. All I'll do on the other page is make sure that I put the headers in first before I do this, and then it'll be fine. Yeah, no, I like that. I can get away with that. I can do that. So I did buy the add-on headers to go with the kit, thinking they'll go really nicely with the tiny kit. And then I delved into the flexible, and these are a bit chunkier, so I thought I'd just use them for a bit of change, really. Nothing more than that. And coming in a square, come in a square. There we go. Yeah. So back at work this week, we've done, it's Thursday, obviously, because Thursday night's planner night. And honestly, by the end of yesterday, it felt like we'd done more than 1 week back at school. Today, I do not know how I made it home, quite frankly. And it was made worse by the fact that despite what the weather forecast has said, and what the weather forecast said at that exact moment in time, it was absolutely chucking it down. And I checked the forecast this morning, thought, do I need to take a coat with me? Do I need to check everything? No, there was no indication that it was going to rain whatsoever, so I didn't take a coat with me. And I walk. So I got rather saturated on the way home. And that's kind of, without meaning to cause a pun, completely dampened my evening. And the fact that I have to go to work again tomorrow, it's just ridiculously long. I think it's made worse by the fact that we had a twilight last night. So all that means it was a slightly longer staff meeting / training affair, really. Yeah, it's quite intense sometimes. It was good, but it was a bit full on, so I think it made up for the fact we finished early on Monday in our inset. Never mind. Right, that's taken longer than I planned, but it's okay. So let's go through the week ahead. Now, I've just realised that whilst I got all my unicorn stickers out ready, I didn't get anything else sorted. So actually, I think I'm going to use these for work instead, because I used to do that quite a bit in my Erin Condren. So I have a sticker at the top just so I've got a vague idea of what work events are going on or what things are happening at work during the course of the week. And this is where you will see that the header strips, even if you cut them down, are fractionally wider. I mean, I could trim them down, but I'm not that worried, to be honest. So these will be my work overview. So if I go back, I took the thing out, didn't I? That was clever. So these apples, it just gives me an idea of what's going on at school that I need to be aware of. So that if I'm looking at when I can fit something in, I can go, actually, there's a lot on at school that day, so it's not really a good day to do that. Or, well, there's not a lot going on at all, so that's probably a good choice. Because it does limit what I can get done if we have busy days at school. It's kind of a bit tiring afterwards and means that I don't get as much done during the day work-wise, so I have to bring some extra bits home, so that's fine. So that's that. Now, this is the exciting sticker. Just debating which one to do. I think I'm going to use this one because it has a rainbow, and for no other reason than that, because Saturday is the Elliebeth Designs UK annual event, and I was quite graciously talked into going, so I'm going. I'm very excited to be going. So to go with that, I need to have a little sticker about driving up after work on Friday and collecting Sophie on the way, and then we're going to have one for driving back because we're coming back straight afterwards as well. So this will be exciting times, and I'm hoping I've got enough stickers that I can do kind of a full memory spread coordinated with the week as well. What I've enjoyed doing, this is a blank one set up, is at the end of the week I do some kind of spread like this, and then that's kind of like my journaling spread for the week, because I'd like to do more journaling but I don't always get much chance during the week, and I think like the 3 or 4 lines I do on my bullet planner is as much as I'm ever going to be able to do. So a review of the week is quite nice, but I did do one full spread for the Southwest Craft and Planner Meet, so I'm kind of hoping to do the same thing. So there we go. Right. Other things that are going on. I'm going to go to some sort of more functional stickers, I think. I'm going to use this one for guides on Monday. Because it's coordinated then. I haven't got anything else out. I think I've got my hydrate stickers out. We might just have to go with it. We might have to go with it. It'll be fine. There's nothing wrong with doing things differently. I haven't put my weekend banner down. It's okay. It's okay. I can live with that. I can live with it like that. It'll be fine. Sunday will be very much a catching up. Oh, I've just dropped my sticker sheet on the floor. Sunday will very much be a catching up on work stuff day, since I plan to, for want of a better description, leg it at the end of school on Friday, so that I can go to the planner meet. So let's just have a look through this week. What have I got going on this week? No, there isn't really anything else coming up. So Monday will be... I thought I was being really organised, and I am apparently not very organised today at all. Please bear with me a moment. My pencil case that has all my nice go-to pens in it is still in my work bag. It's just not one of those weeks. I can't wait for tomorrow to be over. So, anyway. Monday will be the 11th. And Tuesday will be the 12th. Wednesday will be the 13th. Which actually, I'm thinking about it, this marks 2 years since I first started bullet journaling this week. That's quite a nice thought. I'm just going to put something between my pages because, yeah, sometimes because I write in biro and everything, it can transfer if it's not quite dry and you're putting pressure on it. So there we go. That is 2 years since I did first. Words when I am tired are such a challenge. Anyway, I'm going to put this lovely sticker down here just to mark it. 2 years since my first weekly, which is quite lovely, really. Okay. Just going to put a dash of washi across the top here for my weekly. I kind of feel like I've got more going on and I'm missing something, but I can't do. That is it. This is why I should fill out my future log more and be more consistent with it. Anyway, or my monthly, or any, any form of calendar would be good as long as I'm consistent with it. Anyway, let's just leave it at that. So, guides Tuesday, there will, in fact, I might do a little one for game night. Oh, I know what's important about Wednesday, and my husband's working late, so I shall pop that down there, like that. I'm not going to bother with hydrate. Am I going to bother with hydrate stickers? Oh, I don't know. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. So I'm just going to go back and just see how far down I went. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, I went down 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That works. Still gives me lots of space, so I could go back and do my hydrate stickers if I want to. Now, I didn't like the solid line last week. I don't know why. I think because it's felt quite divisive, even though I'd done my vertical lines in a more opaque colour. It still felt quite divisive, so I'm going for a dotted line this week, which I've done in the past, and just to see, because it still divides up, but it makes the day feel a little bit more together, so to speak. This is definitely turning into a long rambly video, guys. I am very sorry about that, but I quite like rambly videos, if I'm honest. I prefer a rambly video to a quick sped up version with just music and nothing else. But I suppose it's personal preference. In fact, my go-to videos at the moment tend to be Rachel's or Natalie from Crafting Out Loud. There's just something I like about both of their videos. Are very chatty and lots of talking and go off on tangents, which I feel I quite enjoy. So there we go. So dotted line, and there is space that I could go back and add in my hydrate stickers if I want to, but I might not bother, to be honest. I'm kind of mentally keeping note, and then when I hit an appropriate amount for the day, I mark it off on my monthly tracker at the moment, so it's not as crucial as normal. So we do have the Let's Be Unicorn sticker, which could go up here. Equally, it could go on Saturday, because why not? I don't know. I'm gonna put it up here. Because it does have a kind of rainbow on it. There we go. And itchy itch. I am going to put this down for my dinners. And I'm going to put this down for my tracker check-in again. Yes, it's a habit tracker sticker to check your habit tracker. But I need to do that because otherwise I forget. And I have been quite good at filling it out at the moment. I'm not so good at doing the habits that I want to track, but as I said in my setup video, I'm not necessarily worried about that this month. It's more kind of seeing what I'm doing, how I'm spending my time, all of those things instead. So it's okay. Now, last week I did not like the fact that I have this solid clear space here, so I've staggered it a little bit in the hope that it looks a bit better and it's easier to put some washi and things in. So I'm going to go back to here and I'm going to go for my icons for the week. So Monday is just a recycling day because we did the bins this week. Tuesday I am hopefully going to get the blog post out that I've been meaning to for a long time. Wednesday isn't necessarily anything. I will probably film on Wednesday next week instead of Thursday, just because I'm going away for the weekend. Little car for driving up to Chorley. I am going to put this little guy here, this little sausage dog, unicorn, a sausage corn, a doggy corn, I don't know. I'm going to put it down there because I like him and he needs to be in there, I've decided. Then that's probably that for that. Headers, I have a this week header. Yes. Again, I'm actually going to do a bit of a division. I know I've just said I don't like it, but actually that's the this is a super functional bit. So where I've resurrected my passion planner, I've actually used it as intended, and I've gone ahead and assigned different things to each week. So this section will be things that I want to get done during the course of the week, as and when I can. And because I'm filling this out as I go and checking this off, I am looking at it, which helps. And it might be that I get to Wednesday and decide actually that's going to get done on Thursday, and then I can migrate it across. So there we go. Right, and then we have checklists of things to do. Now, I did talk last week about putting signifiers down, and I am done. What I actually did is I assigned a top 3. So I wrote down the things that I wanted to get done, and then the most important one I put a 1 next to, second one 2, and then I stopped at 3, so that if nothing else I would aim to get those 3 things done. And things crop up as the week goes on, so you do add them in, but the priorities, that was a annoying motorbike. The priorities I did the night before or the morning of. So, you know, for example, it got to this morning, no, last night, it got to last night, and I hadn't done morning pages for 2 days, so I actually decided that that was a really important thing for me to do today so I can get back into the habit of it. Tuesday, the most important thing was actually getting everything ready for the meeting we had last night, so that had the 1 next to it, you know, and it could be a work thing, it could be a personal thing, it's whatever I need to do for me to kind of keep me on track for just being generally okay. So, and that worked quite nicely, to be honest. One thing I did discover this week, on a little side note, is that Rachel's stickers are lovely and absorbent. I accidentally dropped condensation all over one of the pages, and it didn't affect the paper, but we're completely soaked up by the stickers. So there we go. Right, I'm just having another look through. I am pretty happy with the way this is looking. This boxing around the edge I'm not certain of, but it'll grow on me, but I am liking the dot dividing line across the middle. That makes me feel much happier. Just having a little think. I haven't actually used any of these, which is absolutely fine because they will go with the personal kit to go on my bullet planner, so that's okay. I am going to put some deco through here, I think, because it needs it. So this little unicorn headband and eyes I am going to put up here out of the way. And I'm going to put a little cloud. There we go. And then let's do the little narwhal, the unicorn of the sea, and there with another little cloud. And then we'll put the cat in for good measure. So, bit of deco around there to fill up that space. This will be super functional, and then I've kind of, the space at the bottom I've kind of used for like little notes, something relating to that day. I've put a couple of stickers down, kind of works. It's kind of evolving a little bit. So 2 weeks ago this was very much the traditional kind of way I'd done it, where I have my tasks, I have my events, something else. This, I've got a lot more space for tasks, and I think that change has made me a lot more happier in the way this works for me. So that is good. Things should always change, nothing should stay the same. And as with previous weeks, I do have a lot left, but these will probably get used up, and as I always find, I finish filming, I look back at my spread 2 days later and think, oh, I've got to put that in, put that in, put that in, put that in. So, you know, this is the bare bones. It will develop and change. I do have my 2 strips of washi left, which I will do a weekly review page similar to this with. And then I still have stuff left on the other sheets I've got left over from my monthly setup. So I do have a lot of unicorn stickers, which makes me feel that this was a good choice for the Elliebeth week. And given that this is like my Elliebeth bullet planner almost, it's quite a nice one. So I really like how that's turned out. It's nice and pastel, but there we go. So I know Natalie has kind of used a similar sort of setup and changed it and made it her own. And I know a couple of other people have borrowed ideas. If you have done something similar to a week on 4 pages, I would love to know how you're getting on with it or how you've tweaked it, because it's just really interesting seeing how different people do their spreads. And yeah, if you are going to the Elliebeth meet, as I know some people are, I cannot wait to see you there, because I'm getting really excited about it now. Like this time of the week I'll be packing and it'll be like, yay! Yeah, so anyway, I will be back next week before I go, and in the meantime, happy planning.